Well, friends, welcome to this momentous occasion in the life of William and Mary, in particular, William and Mary Varsity Athletics. Well, as you all know, we are gathered to welcome the person who will succeed Terry Driscoll as William and Mary's athletic director. Now, for over 2 decades, Terry has led Tribe Athletics with great integrity, with great grace, and with great success. And filling his shoes are enormous. If you've looked at Terry's feet, filling his shoes is going to be extremely hard to do. But we found just the person who can in fact fill Terry's shoes. She's Samantha Hughie, and she's going to take Tribe Athletics to even greater heights than we have enjoyed to date, and she's going to do it in the grand William and Mary tradition. Well, what is the William and Mary tradition when it comes to varsity athletics? It starts with a rock-ribbed commitment to integrity. And it then hinges on an equally strong commitment to having athletes who are good citizens and able students, as well as powerfully competitive players. And the tradition demands a driving will and capacity to win an intercollegiate competition, and to win in all our varsity sports. When we field a varsity team, no matter what the sport, its players and its coaches give it their all. It matters enormously to them, and it matters to the fans who follow that team, and to the kids' parents. So we are, as you all know, after a championship experience for all of our athletes at some point during their time at William and Mary. And we also expect each sport to pull its oar strongly in the pursuit of the funds we need to sustain its operations and to build its facilities. Now, all this is extraordinarily ambitious. For an athletic director to succeed at William and Mary, it takes a multifaceted person of great inherent ability, a lot of experience in intercollegiate athletics, a strong commitment to William and Mary values, and an indomitable desire and capacity to win. So, being William and Mary's athletic director is not for the faint of heart. Samantha has the ability, the experience, the commitment to our values, and the capacity to win that we must have here at the alma mater of the nation. She's going to be a great athletic director for the Tribe and a wonderful new member of the William and Mary community and family. Now, our athletic director search committee was very ably led by Dean Larry Pulley of William and Mary's Mason School of Business. He and his colleagues began their quest in November and brought together an amazingly strong group of candidates with great speed. And in recognition of the committee's quick, excellent work, I have awarded it both ears and the tail of the bull. Usually people only get 1 ear, maybe 2 ears, occasionally the tail. This committee gets both ears and the tail. So now we have Samantha Hughie. I'm working on Hughie. It's Hughie. Let's say that together. Hughie. All right, everybody. 1, 2, 3. UG. Did we get it right, Samantha?
It's close enough.
Close enough. When it's your turn, UG, I want you to lead us in practicing, because we really do want to get it. I've got one of those names no one can pronounce, so I respond to anything. But it's so much nicer when they say Reevely. All right, we got Samantha, and she's going to lead us in practicing UG. Samantha will join us on May the 1st, so that she and Terry will have 2 months together, and Terry will have an opportunity to reveal to her the mysteries of the kingdom. Larry Pulley, please come and tell us a bit more about Samantha from the perspective of the search committee.
Thank you, Taylor, and thank you all, and welcome this morning. It is my great honor to introduce Samantha K. Hughey as our next athletics director. So many things about her impress the search committee that it is really hard to know where to begin. But let's start with her recent experience at Texas A&M, where she has been serving as Senior Associate Athletics Director since 2014. She oversaw women's basketball, golf, swimming and diving, and volleyball. She was in charge there of academics, sports medicine, performance nutrition, student-athlete engagement, and sports performance. Samantha managed the Aggies' partnership with Adidas, and she worked as liaison to the university athletic fundraising arm. In that capacity, she also worked very, very closely with the president of Texas A&M on fundraising and alumni engagement. The athletics department at A&M is entirely self-supporting, but that has not kept them from setting very ambitious campaign goals. Like William & Mary, for example, they embrace the goal of endowing fully all athletic scholarships. The search committee loved Samantha's passion for what she believes in, as evidenced in particular by her work to better the overall climate at Texas A&M. She led the efforts to develop and implement A&M's equity and inclusion policies. She chaired the department's committee on equity and inclusion, and she served on the university's diversity leadership group. Last year, Samantha received A&M's Award for Women's Progress, honoring her advocacy of women in athletics and across the campus. The search committee also likes that Samantha has leadership athletics experience in a fellow Colonial Athletic Association school, the University of Delaware. From 2009 until 2014, she served as Deputy Director of Athletics and Recreation Services and was also Special Assistant to the President of Delaware. And these were some good years for Delaware's athletics programs. We appreciate Samantha's experience, her prior experience at Georgetown, at Wake Forest, at Illinois, and at Michigan State, places known for athletic success or academic success or both. Everywhere she has gone, Samantha has demonstrated a unique and deep understanding of college athletics, along with its many complexities and intricacies. While Samantha was completing her undergraduate work at Gordon College and her law degree at Campbell University, her brother Chris Hughey was playing football for William & Mary, graduating in 1984. Her tribe connections run deep. Samantha's familiarity with William & Mary will prove very important to her as she moves into her role. As Taylor noted, she is succeeding someone who is leaving an indelible mark on tribe athletics. More than 2 decades ago, 21 years ago in fact, I chaired the search committee that recommended Terry Driscoll as our next athletics director then, listen briefly to his legacy of success, part of his legacy of success: 130 Colonial Athletics Association championships, more than any other member school, 68 CAA Scholar Athlete Awards, and the overall Scholar Athlete Award for the conference 8 times. Thanks to Terry and a truly remarkable collection of coaches and staff, Samantha inherits a phenomenally strong foundation. She also inherits very high expectations, so she will need to hit the ground running. I thank Taylor for inviting me once again to chair the Athletic Director Search Committee this go-round. Kudos and thanks to the 14 other members of the Search Committee for the intelligence, the thoughtfulness, the dedication, and the speed with which you all undertook this important task and broad-based and very successful national search. I know the members join me also in thanking our national search firm lead, Greg Santor, who along with his colleague, Katie Young, did an absolutely magnificent job for us. Samantha, it is in fact far more than your experience that attracted us to you. You are thoughtful, you are engaging, and you have a personality and a presence that command the room. You are passionate about student athletes, and you are equally passionate about athletic success. You care deeply about people. You listen. And you understand that everything leaders do to succeed begins in integrity and flourishes through relationships. You will need to raise a lot of money for William & Mary Athletics to be successful, and I and the rest of the search committee are confident that you will. Samantha, welcome to the tribe. Please come now and speak to us, and then we will open it up for media questions.
Okay, well, in my first job behind this podium, please. That's enough. Good morning. Thank you, President Reevely, Dean Pulley, and the entire search committee, some of whom I see here today, for your confidence in me to lead Tribe Athletics. I am truly humbled and honored to step into the rather large shoes of Terry Driscoll. I have long admired Terry for his strong brand of quiet leadership. Terry, thank you for all that you have done to place the tribe on the path to greatness. I will do my very best, partnering with our dynamic student athletes, coaches, staff, faculty, alums, and friends to continue your good work and lead us to even greater heights. No person arrives at this point in one's career standing behind this podium at this time, at this incredible institution on one's own. And if I were to begin to thank everyone individually, we would be here until the start of our fall sports seasons. So I will spare you. Instead, I ask for one indulgence. I stand before you as a product of strong leaders, mentors, wonderful colleagues, supportive friends, and especially a family who instilled in me the value of higher education and the enterprise of athletics as a training ground and vehicle through which one can achieve greatness. Every stop on my professional journey has included my family and their love for the institution where I worked. However, this destination, and that is what William & Mary is for me, is most special. Let me introduce my parents, Labusa and Cal, newest members of the Tribe Club. Bobby is not to let them out of here. My brother Chris, who is now mandated to return in the spring for Alumni Weekend, and his wife Candy, and my brother Patrick, a long resident of Loudoun County, Virginia, and chair of my personal board of directors. My two younger brothers were unable to join us. Eli, a faculty member at Wesleyan University, is battling the remnants of Winter Storm Stella, And Nick, the youngest, is enjoying a well-deserved vacation with his family after returning home from his latest deployment in service and defense of our nation's freedom. I also want to recognize my friends in the audience who have made an effort to be here. Your support is overwhelming. I have very early memories of Williamsburg. In addition to visiting the historic area, I recall coming to campus for football weekends and being amazed by the passion and energy surrounding the stadium, the fans in the stands, the players on the field, the pageantry of the game. To return to William and Mary is simply a full circle dream come true. When I first sat down with Dean Pulley, the search committee, and later with President Reevely, I was asked why I believed I was the right person for this job. I will share with you what I shared with them. William and Mary's mission, coupled with its stated expectations for the Director of Athletics, align well with my personal values and professional philosophy. Intercollegiate athletics is a critical part of the overall mission of an institution. It must be integrated as such. I believe that as leaders on campus, ours is the privilege to engage with students during some of the most important years of their lives. Years where they will learn skills of leadership, discipline, and commitment. As a member of William and Mary's institutional leadership, it will be my duty to ensure that the students in our charge are provided with the best opportunities to develop and hone those skills. The means to provide those opportunities are only possible through the hard work of the Tribe Club and the generosity of donors and supporters. I truly look forward to the opportunity to meet many of our friends and supporters and to share my mission and passion for moving our department forward together. Additionally, and most importantly, the academic achievement of our students must be priority one for every member of the Tribe Athletics team. Whether as a coach or a member of the administration, staff, or faculty, winning championships, and we will win championships, is an important achievement and the result of long hours and a strong commitment. However, the day that a student athlete walks across that stage and receives his or her degree is the day that we truly celebrate success. During this process, I have been so impressed with the passion and commitment to excellence of each person with whom I've met. Tribe Athletics is poised for greatness. We will continue to provide our students with an education that is second to none. We will conduct ourselves with integrity, and we will win, ensuring a championship experience for every student, athlete, and fan. I thank you for your warm welcome. I look forward to meeting each of you, and I can't wait to get started. Go Tribe!
We're now going to take questions from the media, and if I could ask if there's any media who's not seated in the front row, maybe they got caught in the queue behind, if they can come forward. Any media that's not print, or the print media to come forward. After we're done with the print, we'll make the mic to the camera positions should they have any questions.
And before that, all right, Samantha, lead us in your last name, properly pronounced.
Hughie.
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 Good enough.
Hughie. No, but we want to get it perfectly.
I will answer to whatever you call me, President Reevely.
Well, I do the same thing, but I like it better when it's pronounced correctly. So, you've got absolute permission to correct us until we get it. All right.
So I'm going to grab some water.
Hi, Samantha. I'm Dave Johnson from the Daily Press.
Hi,
Good to meet you. You've been at different schools that worn different hats. I was just wondering if you could sort of discuss how that prepared you for this.
Wow. I have been at many different schools. At each stop, I think I learned something specific that has prepared me for this. I've worked at several schools, some of whom have got very rigorous academic standards, many of whom have got championship athletics. I've worked for some amazing mentors. I've been led by some great athletic directors. And I was asked, what possibly does William & Mary have in common with a school as large as Texas A&M? And what I've answered is this: there is a passion and commitment of our fans and donors and supporters and student athletes and coaches here, just like there is there. It just might be fewer of them, but we're going to change that.
Hi, Samantha. This is Erin Zagorski with William & Mary News. Can you tell us?
You and I have shared some
Yes.
emails. Nice to
Nice
see
to
you,
meet
Erin.
you.
Good to put a face with a name.
Can you tell us what your immediate goals are in this position?
My immediate goals are to get to know everyone here. One thing that I have said, and I learned from someone very wise, is the most important thing to do coming in the door: listen. I need to listen. I need to sit with Terry and listen. I need to meet with our coaches, which I'm going to do right after this, and I can't wait, and listen. And then it's going to be implementing the goals that have already been set out. The report on competitive excellence gives us such a great roadmap. Several of those things have already been accomplished, and we have many more to do, and I can't wait to get going.
Good morning, Samantha. Lane
Good morning.
Casadante from CBS 6 in Richmond.
Hi, Lane. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to you. With your experience with the college, what are the specific challenges of being in a position at a school like this, and what is it about that just attracts you and makes you want to just dive in and tackle those head on? I've
always admired William & Mary from afar. Yes, I said I came as a young girl and watched Coach Laycock's teams, and came back later and was able to watch a younger brother compete on the track for another institution. Been at our colonial brethren, and have certainly watched some incredible matches on the volleyball, swimming. And it is evident to me here that we strike the right balance between competitive athletics and high-achieving academics. And that attracts me. It really does. It molds well with me. And I just, it's been circled on as a school that I've been very interested in. And like I've said, it's like coming home.
Hi, Samantha. I'm Mitch Brown with WTKR in Norfolk.
Hi, Mitch.
To be back in this area, or just to be back in this region, I know you were at Delaware for some time, just to have familiarity with that region, how much does it help, to come from Texas and to come back into this region and have, that familiarity?
Well, I want to say this first. I have loved my time in Aggie land, and I would be remiss if I didn't say that. The fans and the coaches, student athletes and staff there are dear friends. But it's wonderful to come back to Virginia. I lived in Northern Virginia as a young child. I have lots of memories. I have lots of memories of Williamsburg and the college. And to be closer to family is such a draw for me. And to be able to do it through the vehicle of getting to lead such an incredible athletics department is it's a joy. And I couldn't have scripted it better if I'd tried.
Samantha, Scott Cash with the ABC affiliate in Norfolk.
Hi, Scott.
Hi. I know it's hard to talk about yourself, but I'm just wondering what you feel like you bring to the table. What's your greatest asset for this job?
I don't like talking about myself, so you know me well already, Scott. President Reevely and Larry talked about it. I do have a passion for people. I have a deep desire to see individuals succeed, whether they're student athletes, whether they are staff members, coaches. It's been something that, I majored in sociology. I like people, okay? That's something about me. I think if you asked others, what you would hear is I'm an advocate for others. I enjoy people. I love making connections. And I think I bring with me a brand of leadership that will listen, that will be humble, and that will do all that I can to ensure and shepherd our place into success.
Hi, Samantha. Nathan Epstein with Wavy TV in
Hi.
Hampton Roads in Norfolk.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What can you say to the accomplishments of the gentleman that you will be filling his, as you said, rather large shoes? And what kind of relationship have you sort of built with him in the time that you've got to know him?
Well, I was fortunate when I was at Delaware to get to spend a lot of time with Terry. I referred to him in an earlier interview as the dean of the ADs of the CAA. He was long been someone that I have really admired. When I was put in the interim role for a time at Delaware, Terry was one of the first calls that reached out and just said, whatever you need. And he has continued to be someone that I have admired. He has a brand of leadership that is hard to replace, and I can't wait to get to spend a little bit of time with him before I let him walk out the door, and then he's not allowed to change his number.
Can you tell us your thoughts on being the first woman in this position, since it was combined to cover both men's and women's sports, and maybe how that kind of informs your passion for diversity and inclusion?
It's humbling. There is a lot of there's a lot of honor that comes with it. I do know that I represent a lot of women who have worked very hard in this profession to reach a goal like this, and that weighs on me. I wouldn't be here. There's some incredible men and women who have advocated for me, and I will return that. But it is, William and Mary and I are making history together, and it's pretty cool.
Hi, Jim Dusabella with William & Mary News.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm well.
The NCAA has sort of put this unfortunate label on schools in the Colonial and other conferences as mid-major. I wonder if you have any thoughts on how to sort of erase that stigma, if you will, and get more schools like Delaware and William & Mary into things like the NCAA tournament.
Well, it was easy until then, wasn't it? You know, I think our enterprise is always going to have labels. It's just the nature of what it is. And how William and Mary can separate itself and make itself even more special than it is by being competitive, which we are, winning a lot of championships, and positioning ourselves to really be successful and to just reach the great heights that we're going to.
Great stuff. Again, thank you for everyone that's attended. I appreciate it. And to the TV folks, I have to apologize that we won't have any availability for one-on-ones afterwards with Sam. She's got a tight schedule. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Good job.